Personally, I think that Fubotv just bottomed out. Doesn't mean that it's a good moment to buy its shares. Now, if you're a Fubo shareholder or someone thinking about buying its shares, please watch this video until the end because we're going to talk about where its share price is probably going to go next. Fubo is a streaming platform having sport and entertainment contents. In 2020, its share price shot up to the sky because it gained a lot more subscribers than before, and then announced that they were going to add the business of sports betting in order to make more profit. Actually, I said making more profit. Maybe a more accurate description is to generate the only actual profit for the streaming platform. Now, why is that the case? Because streaming and getting content to people cost money, lots of it. Probably all the money made in subscribers' monthly fees. This is why investors were so hyped up when the company announced that they were going to get into the sports betting business. Alright, so now that we're in 2021, why is Fubo having such a difficult time? In a nutshell, because people began to realize that this company is still highly speculative and maybe doesn't deserve such a high valuation. The most obvious phenomenon is that there is currently a class action lawsuit against Fubo because some investors think that the company lied to them by saying that the growth is sustainable, even if it's probably just a temporary boost that's going to fade away as soon as people go back to work. The short-term reason why the stock tanked so hard is because the hedge fund Archegos imploded with a margin call, and they had to liquidate their positions. Archegos had a large amount of Fubo shares in its holdings, so when a large chunk of paper got dumped like this in the open market, it will also create a temporary shares sell-off. At the moment, the share price seems to be recovering from the bottom. Usually, what this means is that the share price will no longer go lower and will recover in time. The other catalyst is that Fubotv recently got the broadcasting right for Qatar 2022 qualifying matches. This means that there can be a boost in subscribers from people who want to watch this type of content and indirectly the amount of people willing to participate in sports betting. Alright, so now the question is if you should buy the shares of Fubotv since it's so cheap compared to where it was just a couple months ago. I would say that this largely depends on your risk tolerance and your optimism in the company. Those two factors will determine if you should buy its shares and how long should you hold it. If you're optimistic in the company, then you should buy its shares now and keep it for at least 6 months to see if it will take off from this point onwards. But if you're more risk averse, or shall I say, if you're a normal human being, maybe you should have a more careful approach. What I mean by this is that you should face the fact that Fubo is currently being speculated purely based on future results that may or may not happen. It doesn't matter how many people believe that Fubo is going to take over the entire universe. It also doesn't matter how many optimistic announcements the company is going to put out there. The current reality is that Fubo will need to make lots of money from sports betting in order to be profitable. And in this area, it already has competition. DraftKings is going to enter in this sector with a rival streaming service. Personally, I don't think that Fubo is going to have any disadvantage in this competition. In fact, with the amount of licensed content and the size of its subscribers, I feel that it may actually have a slight advantage in the competition. But the main risk is that at the moment, there seems to be a fairly large amount of bad vibe around the company that would motivate me in adopting a more careful position. So let's get down to the bottom line here. The share price of Fubo has potential because we can see that its current price level is probably the lowest that it's going to get for a foreseeable amount of time. We also know that the shares were once priced at 3 times where they are now. So there is the potential of going higher. These are the main reasons I think why there can be a fair chance for you to make some money if you buy the shares now. But regarding how long you should be holding it, I would say that a good way to approach it is to set most of your positions for short-term trading, like within 4 to 6 weeks, and to keep a small portion of your position for the long-term holding, if and only if you think that Fubo is going to be able to make a huge amount of money from sports betting. Thank you for watching. If you like my content, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel.